Mieszko I Tanglefoot was a Duke of Silesia from 1163 to 1173, Duke of Racibórz from 1173, Duke of Opole from 1202 and from the 9th of June 1210 until his death, Duke of Kraków and High Duke of Poland. He was the second son of Władysław II the Exile by his wife Agnes of Babenberg, daughter of Margrave Leopold III of Austria and half-sister of King Conrad III of Germany. His nickname, Tanglefoot, appeared in the early chronicles of the 14th and 15th centuries. By the year 1192 the following was written: Cracovia civitas est devastate, Mescone loripede dicto Platonogi nepote ducis Kazimiriensis Filio Wladislai exulis. This is the oldest preserved record of the Mescone's nickname in the form of Platonogi, life, exile in Germany. From 1146, after the deposition of his father, Mieszko and his family mainly lived in the town of Altenburg in Saxony, which was granted as a temporary possession to Władysław II by his brother-in-law, King Conrad III of Germany. During his time in exile, Mieszko studied in Michaelsburg and Bamberg. However, the supposed temporary exile was, for the deposed High Duke, for good. He died in Altenburg in 1159. His sons continued the fight to recover their inheritance, and finally 3 years later, in 1163, and thanks to the intervention of the Emperor Frederick Barbarossa, Mieszko and his older brother Władysław I the Tall returned to Silesia, Duke of Racibórz. Mieszko and Władysław I the Tall co-ruled the Duchy of Wrocław during the period 1163 to 1173. At first, the rule did not extend over the major Silesian cities, which remained under the control of Władysław IV the Curly, the current High Duke of Poland. The brothers retook them in the year 1165, taking advantage of Władysław IV's involvement in a crusade against the Prussians. However, soon Mieszko began his efforts to obtain his own duchy, maybe in part because his older brother Władysław took all the government into his hands and left little participation for Mieszko there. In 1172, Mieszko began the open rebellion against his brother. Also, he supported Władysław's eldest son, Geryaslaw, who was forced to become a priest thanks to the intrigues of his stepmother Christina, who wished her sons to be the only heirs. The rebellion was a complete surprise to Władysław, who was forced to escape to Erfurt, Germany. However, the intervention of the emperor favored the return of Władysław soon afterwards, but he was forced to give his own separated lands to both Mieszko and Geryaslaw. In 1177 Mieszko supported his uncle and namesake Mieszko III the Old when he had to fight to maintain his rule over the Duchy of Kraków. This renewed again the disputes between him and Władysław I the Tall, who wished to obtain the duchy and with this the seniorate. However, Władysław suffered an unexpected defeat by Mieszko and his own son Geryaslaw, who distracted him to advance over Kraków. In his place was his younger uncle and ally, Casimir II the Just, who captured the city and was proclaimed the new High Duke of Poland. Mieszko III the Old found himself in exile in Racibórz, and it seemed that the war between Mieszko Tanglefoot and Casimir II the Just was now just a matter of time. Casimir II, however, went a different route and, in order to gain the favor of the Duke of Racibórz, given him the towns of Oswiecim and Bytom. On the other hand, Władysław the Tall suffered a further diminution of his authority when he was compelled to give Glogau to his youngest brother Conrad, who had recently returned from Germany and claimed his part over the Silesian inheritance. The Battle of Mozgawa. In 1195, Mieszko and his nephew Gerosław supported Mieszko III the Old in his new attempt to recover Kraków and the Signory. The death of Casimir II the Just and the minority of his sons had given them the opportunity to attack and regain control over Lesser Poland. However, Kraków and the nobility of Sandomierz, led by the voivode Nicholas, had other plans and decided to support Casimir II's eldest son, Leszek the White. Both sides clashed in the bloody Battle of Mozgawa near Jedrzejów, where Mieszko III was seriously injured and his son Bolesław of Kujawia died. The Silesian troops, led by Mieszko and Gerosław, arrived to the battlefield too late. Soon after, Mieszko III withdrew to Kalisz. Despite the forces of the Count Palatine Górek, who also arrived to help Leszek's troops, the Silesians obtained a great victory. However, because Mieszko III wasn't present, this victory brought to them only benefits in terms of prestige. Duke of Opole. On the 22nd of March 1201, Gerosław of Opole died. The Duchy of Opole was then inherited by his father Bolesław the Tall, with whom the late Duke was recently reconciled. Bolesław the Tall died only 9 months later, on 7/8 December 1201, leaving all his lands to his eldest surviving son Henry I the Bearded. Mieszko was determined to obtain Opole and made a surprise attack at the beginning of 1202. The Duke managed to obtain Opole, which was from then on definitely joined to his lands. Despite this victory, Mieszko wanted more lands, but this was against the wishes of the Church, which strongly supported Henry I the Bearded. Thanks to the intervention of the Archbishop of Gniezno, Henry Kwiatlich, and the Bishop of Wrocław, Cyprian, Henry I maintained his frontiers, but he had to pay 1,000 pieces of silver to his supporters. High Duke of Poland. Death on the 9th of June 1210. A bull was decreed by Pope Innocent III, under which all the senior raid rulers were excommunicated and deposed. Strangely, in the bull the unnamed Duke of Silesia was exempted from the ban. The country was full of consternation, because nobody knew who had real power. Henry Kwiatlich, who had returned from exile some time before, decided to call a synod in Borykowa, where he tried to find a solution to this delicate issue. At the convention, in addition to the hierarchy of the Church, Henry I and the other junior dukes attended. Leszek the White, wanting to ensure the support of the Church, along with other Piast princes, then gave a great privilege, which ensured the integrity of territorial possession of the bishops. Mieszko wasn't present in Borykowa. With the support of the Griefici family, he decided to lead his army and marched against Kraków, where the confusion among the citizens left him in total control over the capital without fighting. This was the zenith of Mieszko's career. He died almost 1 year later, on the 16th of May 1211, and, according to Jan Długosz, was probably buried in the Cathedral of Kraków. Only after Mieszko's death could Leszek the White return to Kraków without major difficulties. Marriage and issue. By 1178, Mieszko married Ludmila, whose origins are unknown. Her name indicates that she maybe had a Bohemian origin, probably a member of the Przemysl dynasty. According to the majority of historians, she could be the daughter of Otto III Detleb, Duke of Olomouc, by his wife Durantia, in turn probably daughter of Grand Prince Mstislav I of Kiev by his second wife Lyubava Dmitrievna. There are also minority hypotheses that put her as daughter of Soboslav I, Duke of Bohemia, or Conrad II, Duke of Znojmo, and even as a daughter of her probably brother Vladimir, Duke of Olomouc, son of Otto III Detleb. They had 5 children: Casimir I, Ludmila, Agnes, Euphrosyne, Reixa. Ancestry.